Good evening and welcome to this edition of Weekend News Watch. We're so glad that you have chosen us to update you on what is happening within Kenya and the world over. My name is Mochache and our sign language interpreter for tonight is Monica Acheng, and we will be taking you through our bulletin for this evening. President William Ruto has begun a 5-day working tour of the western region that will cover Busia, Bungoma, Vihiga, and Kakamega counties. A statement that was made by State House spokesperson Hussein Mohammed indicated that President Ruto will inaugurate and commission as well as inspect various government projects that directly benefit Kenyans, aligning with the government's bottom-up economic agenda. During the tour, the president is expected to preside over the launch of the Mochache fishing landing site, launch a county hospital, and dedicate a library at Alupe University in Busia County, as well as initiate the 220-unit Milimani Estate affordable housing project in Lurambi, Kakamega County, amongst other projects. While at Port Victoria Mudadangi constituency, President Ruto officially commissioned the Mochache fish landing site, whose cold room will process more than 10,000 tons of fish a day. And the improved refrigeration will help maintain a long shelf life and guarantee quality of fish from Busia and the neighboring counties.
Nashukuru waziri, mlikuja mkaungana na gavana wa hapa, na ndani ya karibu chini ya mwaka moja hiyo majengo yote tumejenga, tumekamilisha. Leo nimefungua rasmi na nita handover kwa ndugu yangu Mheshimiwa Otuoma. Sasa yeye na wale beach management units ya hapa na wavuvi, na tumesema hawa wavuvi wote waingie katika cooperative ndio wasimamie hii facility wa chini ya county, ndio hii facility iwe faida kwenu. Tuko na mpango ya restocking ya Lake Victoria. We have a comprehensive plan on restocking of Lake Victoria. Mimi nitarudi hapa kabla ya mwisho wa huu mwaka, kwa sababu tuko na facility ambayo tumepanga ya shilingi bilioni 1 hapa Kabonyo. Hiyo facility ndio tutaweka hatcheries nyingi na tutaajiri vijana wengi watakao tusaidia katika restocking ya ziwa letu la Lake Victoria.
Moving on, Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has announced the dismissal of Kenya Airports Authority Managing Director Alex Gitari and General Manager Project and Engineering Services Fred Odao. Gitari will be replaced by KAA's current head of corporate planning Henry Ogoye, while Odao will be replaced by Samuel Mochache. This comes after the power outage on Friday that impacted operations at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Murkomen, who was at the airport to assess whether the normal business resumed at the facility, ascribed the personnel to KAA's frequent accidents, caused by which he claims to have led to a demoralized working habit in the airport. As the nation was plunged into darkness on Friday, Kenya Power and Lighting Company issued a statement explaining to Kenyans that the blackout that affected most parts of the nation had been resolved early this morning. Jomo Kenyatta International Airport was one of the areas affected, halting operations in the largest East African airport. This led to Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen apologizing to the nation in a statement, however, clarifying that the runway and the operation tower were not affected.
The blackout that occurred, had an impact on Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and therefore I'd like to make the following statement. As you are well aware, last night the country was plunged into a blackout which affected key government establishments, among them Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. I wish to issue an unreservedly apology to all travelers and airport users who were affected in one way or another by the power disruption at JKIA. For the avoidance of doubt, the incident, though regrettable, did not pose any danger to our incoming and outgoing flights and passengers, considering that the backup generator lighting the runway and control tower was seamlessly deployed when the blackout occurred. At no time did we have an iota of darkness on the runway or the tower.
CS Murkomen explained that the new board of the Kenya Airports Authority, KAA, that had now been appointed was in a move to fix the series of mishaps that were caused by the management and political interference, and lauded the board for reconstituting the processes at the KAA.
Over the last few years, Kenya Airports Authority has faced a series of mishaps occasioned by management challenges and political interference that has resulted into a demoralized and disorganized workforce. When I appointed the new board, I made it clear that they must reorganize the workforce and end the culture of having many of our officers holding key positions, serving in acting capacity in perpetuity. The board has done a great job in the reconstitution and reorganization of the Kenya Airports Authority. The institution has since begun the process of hiring permanent staff to take these positions in an exercise that will be concluded within the next 2 weeks.
In the new appointments, Murkomen explained that through mutual consent, the managing director of KAA, Alex Gitari, had been terminated and has been replaced by a new acting manager who is currently the head of corporate planning, Henry Ogoye.
Pursuant to the challenges facing Kenya Airports Authority, we have made the following changes in consultation with the board of directors. By mutual consent, the contract of Mr. Alex Gitari, who has been the managing director of Kenya Airports Authority, has been terminated. In his place, Mr. Henry Ogoye, currently serving as the head of corporate planning, has been appointed to be the acting managing director of the Kenya Airports Authority. I want to emphasize the part of mutual consent. And you can see Mr. Gitari is here. And I want to take this opportunity to thank him for his sacrifice, commitment, passion, and the hard work he has done for this country. And that's why it was not difficult for us to reach a mutual agreement.
He further stated that through mutual consent, the General Manager for Projects and Engineering Services, Engineer Fred Odawa's contract was terminated, and explained that Engineer Samuel Mochache had now replaced Odawa in acting capacity.
By mutual consent again, the contract of Engineer Fred Odawa, who has been the General Manager, Project and Engineering Services, has been terminated, and his place, Engineer Samuel Mochache, has been appointed in an acting capacity. Again, Fred is here, and I had a conversation with him. He's here, and again, this was by mutual consent. I do not believe in the culture of backing and shouting at people. Where things can be done in an orderly manner, it's possible to do so. It's possible to make changes in a more cultured manner. So I want to thank you, Fred, and Alex, for the sacrifice you're making to our country. We are not judging you, we are not punishing you. We are just creating an opportunity for others to also try and see whether they can turn around the situation at the Kenya Airports Authority.
Other changes in the management include JKIA manager Abel Gogo's transfer to Mombasa International Airport. The airport manager of Kisumu International Airport, Selena Boer, has been transferred to JKIA as the new manager. And transport manager of Mombasa, Peter Wafula, has been transferred to Kisumu Airport. Meanwhile, in an effort to ensure that the blackout at JKIA does not happen again, CS Murkomen explained that 2 generators that were procured have been commissioned and asked the board to work on improving airport workers' attitude and productivity.
Further, the following changes have also been effected in the management of the airports in the country. Abel Gogo, the airport manager at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, now moves to Mombasa International Airport. Mr. Abel Gogo was here. He took me through what we are doing at the airport earlier, and now he moves to serve in Mombasa International Airport. Madam Selina Gore, the airport manager at Kisumu International Airport, now moves to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as the new manager of JKIA. Number 3, Mr. Peter Wafula, the airport manager Mombasa Airport, moves to Kisumu International Airport, again in the same capacity. These changes take effect immediately. More changes will follow in the coming days. Further, in order to ensure that a similar incident is not replicated, it has been decided that the 2 generators that were procured more than 2 years ago be immediately commissioned. Again, I have further directed the board to work on the staff attitude, mentorship, and motivation to improve productivity. And myself and the PS will be coming back to the airport in the next few days, next week, to have a meeting with the entire staff. And we want to know exactly what really demotivates our KA staff and why really so many people complain about services at the airport.
Joy Mochache reporting for Hope TV Newswatch. An event that took place at Kayole's Social Hall called Special Happy Moment, with the theme being Meet and Greet, Break the Barrier, brought together persons with disabilities and their caregivers with an intention of sharing their stories to assist in comforting and encouraging those in the journey of living with disabilities. The event was held by founder and director of Kogele Empowerment, Stanley Obada, whose daughter is also disabled. Obada detailed the challenges of bringing up a disabled child, especially single parents who have to raise a disabled child on their own. Obada explained that even parents with disabled children experience challenges and accepting that they have a disabled child, and that the event helps to bring the families to terms with their situation. He further said that both parties go through a difficult time with stigma and acceptance of their situation, and that event is in place to encourage and console those with disabled family members on how to move on.
Tunaomba serikali, hiyo naomba kwa serikali, tafadhali. Vile tumepatia watu wa HIV dawa free, venye tumepatia na wa TB dawa free, tafadhali. Madawa zenye watoto wanameza wa CP, zenye zinapunguza hizi makali ya hizi disability. Tunaomba tafadhali, kama wanaweza katusikiza, hiyo wapatia watu free ama ikuwe subsidized kabisa, ikuwe bei ile wanaweza afford. Yenye mzazi akinunua dawa pia kona ile amebakisha anaweza nunua unga. Nikirudi kwa wawekezaji, naomba development partners. Kama siku ya leo tumepata wenye wametushika mkono, hiyo ni Tradewinds na Zandaux, na tunawashukuru sana. County government wametushika mkono kwa kutupatia hall. Tunashukuru, lakini bado tunazidi kuomba wanyoroshe mkono tafadhali, wakuje waungane na sisi hapa chini kama wazazi wenye wanalea ama organizations zenye zinashughulika mambo ya kuhusu watoto walemavu.
Tumekuja contribute, kushikana pamoja ku try and realize the goal and the objective of today. This time round tumeleta diapers, more than 200 packets. Actually, I think each packet has like another 100, which I think itasaidia sana hao watoto walemavu na wale wanahitaji hizo diapers pia kuweza kuangaliwa vizuri. It's only a small contribution at this point, but tutaendelea kufanya kazi nao kuwasaidia vile watataka. Tumeleta chakula pia, watu watakula, but in any step watahitaji usaidizi tutashikana nao, because we are the community and the community is us.
Great news, as at the World Athletics Championship in Budapest this week, Kenya's middle distance running queen, Faith Kipyegon, won a hat-trick of 1,500-meter gold medals, capping up a record-breaking and medal-filled year on the track. Although Kipyegon began her campaign with a less than straightforward victory at the Doha Diamond League in May, she has subsequently dominated both her rivals and previous records. To what? And now on to sports. At the World Athletics Championship in Budapest this week, Kenya's middle distance running queen, Faith Kipyegon, won a hat-trick of 1,500-meter gold medals, capping up a record-breaking and medal-filled year on the track. Although Kipyegon began her campaign with a less than straightforward victory at the Doha Diamond League in May, she has subsequently dominated both her rivals and previous records in a remarkable campaign. Kipyegon will be accompanied by Beatrice Chebet and Lilian Kasait in the women's 5,000-meter race, helping her bring a win to Kenya. Her male counterpart, Emmanuel Wanyonyi, is expected to bring home a medal in the 800-meter men's final. And as we finish our bulletin, we'd like to bid you a blessed night ahead. My name is Mochache, and our sign language interpreter has been Monica Acheng. God bless you.